Hi friends, Shawnee here. Today I'm going to be making chocolate banana bread with walnuts. I have all my ingredients laid out, and I'm first going to start by adding all my dry ingredients together. Now I will be using garbanzo flour, which is the same as chickpea flour. So we have 1.5 cups of garbanzo flour, which I'm going to add to my mixer, which has a whisk attachment. So we get that in there. I'm also going to add a teaspoon of baking soda. I have a teaspoon of cinnamon and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I'm just going to give that a quick whisk to get that all blended together. Now we're going to do our dry ingredients. I have 3 very ripened bananas, which I've smashed down with a fork, and I'm going to add that to a large mixing bowl. I'm also going to add a teaspoon of vanilla, and then I'm just going to mix those up. Now I'm going to add 2 room temperature eggs. I'm just going to give those a quick whisk to get those incorporated. Now I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of sugar. You can use regular sugar. I'm using Truvia. If you want to use a 1/4 cup of, say, honey, you could do that, agave nectar. So we get that in there. Just give that a quick whisk to get that all incorporated and mixed together. Now I'm going to add a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar. So what happens with the apple cider vinegar is it interacts with the baking soda. The baking soda is a leavening agent, and it reacts to acid, so it activates it and it causes leavening. Now I'm going to add a 1/3 cup of coconut oil, which I have heated to a liquid state, and it is cooled now. If you want to use vegetable oil, that's fine. I'm just trying to go for a healthier recipe with more healthy ingredients. Okay, so now we have our wet mixture, which we're going to add to our dry mixture. I added half in, and now I'm going to set it on about 2, and it's getting incorporated right now. Be sure you have a spatula, and you don't want to over mix this. If you do see stuff on the sides, make sure that you stop it and you wipe the sides down. I'm going to stop it now, and I'm going to add the rest. Now when I started, I did preheat my oven to 350 degrees. So that's all added. And I'm going to give the sides a scrape down. I'm going to get this started again. Pick it up. I have a prepared loaf pan, which I've lightly sprayed, and I put a sheet of parchment paper in there. The only reason I use the oil is to keep the parchment in place. But it works really nicely after it's out of the oven and cool. You can just take it off and put it on a cool rack. So we don't want to overmix that. That's all nicely blended together. Now I'm going to add my chocolate. So what I've done is I have a 1/4 cup of baker's chocolate, unsweetened baker's chocolate, which I've chopped up. So I'm going to add that. I'm actually going to fold this in. And I'm going to fold a 1/4 cup of chopped walnuts in as well. And there's my walnuts. So be sure to get down in that little groove to make sure everything is mixed together thoroughly. So now it's time to fill up my loaf pan. I have an offset here, so after I put everything in the loaf pan, I'm gonna smooth the top so it's nice and even. There we have everything there. And then I take my offset and I just smooth it out. There you go. So I am going to pop this in the oven, bake it for 50 minutes, and we'll get back and we'll see how it is. So I took my banana bread out of the oven about 15 minutes ago, and I'm letting it cool on a cooling rack. So it's at the point now where I'm going to turn it out onto this cutting board, and I'm going to cut a slice. So here we go. Ah, perfect. Parchment paper is awesome. Gorgeous. Completely stayed together. And it peels off beautifully. Look at that. Oh, smells amazing. It's still nice and warm. Now I have a fine edge knife, not serrated. I'm just going to give it a slice. Beautiful. Looks great. I'm not an end piece person, so I'm going to take the second slice in. And I'm going to try it right now. It's really good. It's got a very great banana flavor. The nuts are nice, and because it's still warm, the chocolate is nice and gooey and sweet. Because of the sugar, this is really nice. I love the garbanzo flour because it's healthier, it's better for you. And the nice thing about it too is it doesn't taste like it's not good for you. I don't know any other way to explain it. I mean, we get so used to wheat flour products that it becomes the mainstay of everything that we eat. But when we switch to something else, sometimes those flavors are a little off, especially when you're trying to do a lower carb version. So I highly recommend this. This is really, really great. So if you like this video, subscribe to my page, shoot me a comment. Thank you.